This video will introduce you to some of the benefits and challenges to extracting metadata with reference to relevant tools and processes, as well as some of the basic management planning required for effective use. Ever looked up the properties of a Word document? That's embedded metadata. Information stored within a file which provides the descriptive, technical and administrative context of it. This is useful because it gives the user instant access, but by extraction, it can be compared against other file metadata to create a powerful information resource to help identify, locate, analyse and preserve files. Automated metadata extraction also has benefits over manually creating and storing metadata. It saves time and money on data input and with much faster processing speeds. It can provide more accurate, reliable and detailed information. It mitigates against human error, and it can be integrated to other automated record management processes. Each extractor works slightly differently, but I'll be using the New Zealand metadata extractor as an example of the basic process. Firstly, each file is passed through adapters. These are basically mini tools within the extractor which each recognise a specific file format. When the file format has been recognised, the adapter extracts the metadata from the file headers. This is where the metadata is stored. The raw metadata is then converted into an XML or extensive markup language file using a DTD or document type definition or schema. XML is a fairly standard and widely used computer encoding language which is both human and machine readable. The DTD or schema essentially provides general information for which pieces of metadata it wants to be collected and the structure and language used to present it, making it more manageable. Due to a desire to improve interoperability or the ability for digital systems to share and communicate the data it holds with another, schemas are usually shared at an industry level. Here are just a small selection. This particular tool also provides an XML file with internal schema rules and then processes it again through ESL or extensible style sheet language to give external rules. This is so an organisation can apply both industry-wide schema rules and more specific organisational rules and structure, also known as an application profile, for the same file. Throughout the process, there should be some form of quality control, checking for consistency, precision and accuracy in processing. It is also important to note that at no point in the process is the original record changed, altered in any way. Extractors simply take a copy of the metadata. There are many open source metadata extraction tools available, with Copter being an excellent online resource to find them. Other extraction tools of note are Jove to validate file formats. This means that it will check the integrity of the file format by comparing it against a perfect, complete example for any damage or bit loss that may have occurred. Droid, which can generate a checksum, basically a unique string of numbers and letters that can be used to check the integrity of the file in the future. And Fits, which combines multiple extraction tools, including the ones mentioned above, into a single extraction package. However, there are limitations to extraction and the supporting tools. Metadata extraction only provides better access to metadata already produced. If an organisation wants highly descriptive metadata such as content summaries and subject tagging, but creators don't regularly produce it, extraction will not help. They require customisation and maintenance in order to work effectively, so having access to computer professionals is highly desirable. Whilst they often have informed and helpful community support, continued support and development is not guaranteed. Most tools are set up with default preservation schemas to arrange and process the extracted metadata, so if you have a more unusual or specific industry schema, use requires more setup or may not be supported. The registries used to identify formats and metadata types for extraction is not exhaustive, so there are limitations in how much you may be able to capture depending on the format, and tools vary as to how many different formats they will support. Now you have the metadata, how do you manage it? Hopefully you've already planned ahead. ISO/TR 23081-3 is an international standard self-assessment toolkit which helps organisations evaluate how they currently capture, create and manage metadata, and provides a basis on which to build new procedures and policies for collecting, storing and managing metadata moving forward. The most important management principles are to ensure that your metadata remains reliable, accessible, retrievable, well-maintained and secure over time. The primary ways in which this can be achieved are to establish standardised rules for metadata creation and extraction using recognised standards, schemas and encoding languages, ensure the metadata is kept in secure and reliable storage, including authorisation controls for access and modification, maintain databases or other structural links between your metadata over time, ensure regular data monitoring, backups and recovery systems, format migration, conversion and other preservation plans are in place to prevent loss or damage, and ensure the ongoing management and interaction with metadata files is documented. The rules and decisions made should be clearly defined by documentation, which is kept updated on a regular basis and with reference to general organisational policies and compliance concerns. So what are the key points? Metadata extraction can provide you with a lot of detailed and useful information, but it requires significant planning, some technical knowledge to adapt to individual organisational needs, and continued management of the files produced to remain useful over time. Once set up, however, it is significantly less time and resource intensive than manual indexing and could potentially provide files in formats more flexible for future use.